Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Aquarius, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Aquarius, I hope that you're doing well. I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. One card from the Human Spirit Oracle for the overall energy, and the Pulp Tarot for your tarot reading. Cards have been pre-shuffled. I'm actually going to burn a little Palo Santo. The Gemini reading and the Libra reading were kind of very intense. And so I'm wondering if it's going to be like that for you today. If it's an air sign thing. I'm not really sure. But, okay. Always got to clear the energy. For Aquarius, please, Spirit. What messages do you have for Aquarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus? Aquarius, please, Spirit. Thank you. Forever Young, which corresponds to the number, it's a 38, corresponds to the number 11, which is the Justice card, which is Libra energy, Forever Young. This is a very, very disconcerting image to me. Very disconcerting. Forever Young, 38, because of that right there, that skull kind of peeking out over her weird, I don't know, her hair, her headdress, kind of got some like bones or relics there. But this here, Forever Young. You know, there could be something. I just celebrated a birthday a couple days ago, and you know, I always used to think this was so crazy when adults would say this when I was younger. But first of all, anybody in their 40s just seemed like they were ancient. But also when people would say, oh, you know, the older you get, it's just kind of another birthday. It's not that big of a deal. And it's not that it's still a big deal to me to have a nice birthday, but the years do kind of blend together. And it isn't until, you know, your bones start aching and you start to see the bags under the eyes. There's such bags under my eyes. And, you know, it just aches and pains. And you start talking to your friends and your family and your coworkers about, you know, what kind of oat bran cereal are you eating? You know, that you realize that youth is something that is wasted on the young, right? But that it's something that will forever elude you. Not to be a bummer about it. I would never want to go back to being young. I like the age that I am, but that could be a theme for you. That could be coming up with about something that you used to love when you were younger. So we shall see. With the reference to the Justice card, though, it could be something coming into karmic balance finally. Maybe it's something that happened to you when you were young, and only now in adulthood do you feel as though you've paid your dues, right? 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier, past, present, and future. For Aquarius, please, Spirit. For Aquarius, 3 more. Aquarius, please, Spirit. One more for Aquarius. Thank you. Okay. Spirit wanted me to look at the bottom of the deck. I haven't looked at the bottom of the deck for anybody else, so only for you. Two of Cups. Two of Cups talks about divine partnership, divine union, connection between you and your higher self. Although it's interesting because you see how she's looking in his cup? It's almost as if she's saying, well, I'm not sure I want to drink out of your cup. Show me what's in there first. I never ever read the Two of Cups this way. I love the Two of Cups as a card. It's a beautiful energy, and it's still a beautiful energy, and yet there's almost like stipulation, conditional. Well, before I drink from your cup, can I just see what's in it first? Kind of sassy. That kind of makes sense for an Aquarius. I could see an Aquarius doing that. Aquarians are known to be a little on the direct side. So it's like, no, I like you. This could work, but I just want to see what's in your cup first. And that could mean a whole lot of things. Take it as it resonates. Spirit wanted me to show that card to you. Two of Cups, divine partnership. But it could also talk about the connection between you and your higher self. So we exist here in the 3D realm. Our higher self or our soul exists in the 5D. Our soul is kind of like the puppet master of our lives, right? And so when your soul and your 3D self kind of get together, that's when the magic happens. It's listening to our intuition, our inner guidance system, the inner voice, not the inner critic, but the inner voice that guides us. And maybe that's part of it too, right? Maybe now your higher self is saying, do you remember? Is it lost in the cobwebs of your mind? Or do you remember the kind of joy you felt when you did this when you were young, or that, right? In the past energy, Two of Wands in the reverse, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So in the upright, these two cards together can talk about waiting for an offer, wanting to see the offer first. There's something about that. I want to, before I make a decision, because this talks about directionality and decision making, like where are we going, what direction are we moving into, this way or that way, I want to see what the Knight of Pentacles has. What does this guy have to offer me first? What is on offer first? And then I'll move, right? It's like wanting to make an educated decision about something, but the two cards are in reverse. So that kind of just signals to me that you ended up making a decision based on what you saw. What was that decision, Spirit? What did it have to do with? Right, as opposed to just like being confused and being stagnant. Wow. King of Swords, Gemini energy. King of Swords is an expert. It's somebody who is an authority. So it can talk about a doctor, a lawyer, a judge. You know, somebody who is absolutely an air element like yourself, highly educated in their field, his or her field. It's divine masculine, doesn't have to be a man. But the King of Swords is very discerning, can be cold, calculating, strategic. So whatever decision you made in the past, you knew exactly what you were doing. You were, Spirit just wanted me to say, or at least you thought you knew exactly what you were doing. Thank you, Spirit. You feel pretty confident about it. King of Swords is pretty confident. So that's good. So whatever decision you made, you did it with a rational mind, which is very much in keeping with the Aquarius energy as well. In the present energy, 2 major arcanas. You got 3 major arcanas here so far. Present energy, temperance and strength. Number 14 and number 8. Sagittarius and Leo energy. So in the present tense, you have a lot of fire, a lot of initiative. But the thing about the Temperance card is that Temperance card is like a slow burn kind of fire. It talks about patience and alchemization. So it's kind of like you figured out what you wanted, what direction you needed to move in, and how you needed to go about things in a very rational and intelligent way. Then you take all that information and you say, you know what? It's like, I'm going to take this pot of money and I'm going to triple it. It's going to take time, but I'm going to use my resources and I'm going to use them to my advantage. That's the Temperance card. It's like taking 1 pot of gold and turning it into 3 pots. Often I like to talk about the Temperance card as like turning pain into power, that we take the experiences that we've garnered in life, and as we encounter challenges, we use that experience to inform our future actions. But I see this more, Temperance can be like, it's a very, it's the archangel here, so it can be very like, the word I was gonna say was holy, H-O-L-Y, a very holy energy, but it's not really the exact word I want to use. It's kind of like sacred almost. Usually the Temperance card is very sacred energy, but I'm seeing it as less sacred for you and more earth-bound. Earthly concerns, material world concerns, like 1 foot on land, 1 foot in the water. The foot on land is a little bit stronger with this card, with this energy for you. There's something happening in the material world that you're really trying to get a handle over and like use to your advantage. And you're doing that by controlling yourself. Strength card talks about controlling the ego, controlling any sight of fear. Kind of suppressing the primal senses, primal urges. Can I get a clarifier for temperance and strength in the present energy? Thank you. Wow. A 3rd major arcana. Are you talking to your spirit guides right now? Or do you find your ears ringing a lot or tunneling? Or are you seeing a lot of synchronicities? Because spirit is really heavily in your present energy, like right here and right now, like in the recent past. And when I say recent, I mean like in the last week, from whenever you're watching this. Do you feel as though you keep seeing repeating numbers, or you keep hearing somebody's name, or you're thinking of somebody, they call you, something like that? Number 16, Aries and Scorpio energy. The Tower talks about surprise, shock, upheaval. It's almost as if Spirit showed you something really, really turbulent, and you are trying to make the best of the situation, because this is a clarifying card. It's not a main card, it's the clarifier. It's almost like Spirit showed you or knocked you on your butt about something, like really, it really kind of threw you off, but you're not being held down by it. You're using what you've learned and you're keeping control. It's like emotional regulation a little bit, right? You're keeping control over your senses and your emotions, and you're turning that loss into gain, right? This doesn't always have to mean loss, but it is something that caught you off guard. And so instead of freaking out, We're just saying, no, no, no. We're going to roll with the punches and go with the flow and do what we do best and thrive in the face of this. So that's really good. It's a really good energy. I wouldn't say that Spirit made it easy, but it was necessary. Anytime the Tower comes in to a reading, Spirit's bringing you that shock and surprise, and it's for a reason, because something was keeping you stagnant or held down. In the future potential, the Hierophant in reverse, that's another major arcana. Number 5, Taurus energy in the reverse, and the Two of Pentacles. So this card in the upright, the Hierophant, it's kind of clearer in this depiction, but it's the Pope of the Tarot. It's somebody who has a lot of authority, much, much more in a sense than the King of Swords. King of Swords has like kind of earthbound authority and credentials, and the Hierophant, yes, it's earthbound, but it's like a direct connection to the divine. But the Hierophant doesn't have to just represent like religious figureheads or spiritual figureheads. It can also represent like government and rules and regulations, standards. And it's almost like you're kind of throwing caution to the wind and you're releasing standards. You're just like, I don't want to play by your rules. I'm going to play by my rules. But it leaves you a little heavy-handed. The Two of Pentacles can talk about juggling and multitasking and like really having to, you have a lot on your plate. And eventually with the Two of Pentacles, you have to put something down so that you can pick something else up, right? Or else you're just gonna, this is gonna be like endless loop, endless cycle of repeat. Can I have a clarifier for the Hierophant in reverse? And the Two of Pentacles in the future energy. Another major arcana. Number 6, the Lovers, Gemini energy in reverse, and the Page of Cups in reverse. Thank you, Spirit. So I wasn't going to read this as anything to do with relationships, but I thought it in my head, Spirit just honked the horn, so I'm like, okay. So could be friendship, could be a higher level commitment. The Lovers card talks about a choice point, much like the Two of Wands. It's a choice point. It also can talk about divine partnership, divine union, right? Just like the Two of Cups, the connection between you and your higher self. But this is you and another person. And the Page of Cups can talk about reaching out to somebody with authentic gesture of love or apology, taking that step forward towards somebody to say, hey, I didn't mean what I said, I'm sorry, forgive me. Both these cards are in reverse. So maybe the thing that you've had to put down is a relationship, a business partnership, a friendship, a family connection. I don't know which one it is. Take it as it resonates. Hierophant in reverse can also talk about divorce, because in the upright it talks about marriage. So it's having to let go of something that once meant something to you. Maybe that's what this Tower was. But it's for your best and highest good. It might not feel that way, and I'm not going to downplay something like that. It's the worst. Even if you can't wait to get rid of that person or be away from that person, it never feels good to have to go through something like a breakup or the end of a business partnership or the end of a friendship. Ugh, it's the worst. Even if you know it's for your best and highest good, even if you know that person treats you like crap, it still sucks. It's still like, well, where were my spidey senses and my intuition, and how could I have been so wrong? How many times I've asked myself that same question, right? And I consider myself very intuitive. I am very intuitive. But sometimes just we have to learn a karmic lesson, and love is blind, and we just don't see the red flags because we want to see the best in people, right? That's what this energy is. It's like letting go of something, right? Maybe from childhood, the past. I'm going to ask for a piece of advice from Spirit. What is your advice to Aquarius at this time? Because it feels a little disjointed of like what's happening here. You're doing your best in the present tense to like keep everything under control. I can see that. In the past, you needed to see how something served you, and you did, right? But might be coming to an end. What's your piece of advice for Aquarius, please, Spirit? Seven of Pentacles, King of Wands. Damn. Seven of Pentacles talks about... Damn, I just heard that song. I don't even know if it's a song, but I feel like it's a line in a song, or it's a song. Take the money and run. Now, I'm not condoning anything that is not legal and above board, etc., etc. But I'm hearing the line, ooh, take the money and run. Seven of Pentacles can talk about, as Chris Reck at Minnow Pond Tarot, who is like one of the most successful tarot readers on YouTube. I mean, he's so sassy. He's a Pisces. He's so sassy, and he's always like, Seven of Pentacles talks about, was the juice worth the squeeze? Was it worth all the work that it took to get this? It's another kind of choice point, isn't it? King of Wands is as close to the Emperor as you can get. King of Wands is very decisive, very motivated, definitely sexy, definitely knows what they want, goes after what they want, doesn't let anything get in their way. Thank you, Spirit. This is your advice from Spirit. Ooh, take the money and run. Go off and conquer. Almost like, God, the air sign readings are bizarre today. I'm telling you, maybe it's because it's a new moon in Cancer or something. I don't know. Every single one of the air signs had a bizarro reading, but it is what it is, right? What I mean by bizarre is that, like, usually, you know, my readings are about love and light. I mean, no, they're not always. In fact, they're not always. And usually the fire signs get the brunt of things. But today, it's just like the air signs are taking no prisoners. So if you have air sign placements in the other signs, I would watch those readings. But it's almost like, I was going to say, kind of act like you have the energy of like a 20-year-old and go out and conquer. Hopefully not hurting anyone in the process, Aquarius. Of course not. That's your reading, Aquarius. I don't know if that resonated with anybody, but if it did, good for you. Just remember, karma is a hell of a thing. Act with integrity, always. If this reading resonated, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Aquarius.